All right, let's talk about something that I'm willing to bet a lot of you know really well. That feeling of your brain being stuck on a hamster wheel. That's right, we're talking about overthinking. We're going to dig into the psychology behind why we do it and, more importantly, how to get off that wheel for good.
Okay, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You walk away from a conversation and for the next hour, or let's be honest, the next 3 days, you just replay it over and over, picking apart every single thing you said?
Or what about this one? It's the night before a big exam, and suddenly your brain decides it's the perfect time to play a horror movie of everything that could possibly go wrong. Every worst-case scenario in vivid detail.
And finally, how about this? You get to the end of the day and you're just wiped out, mentally exhausted. But when you look back at your day, you realize nothing even happened. So where did all that energy go?
If you're sitting there nodding your head to any of that, listen up. It doesn't mean you're weak, not at all. And you are definitely not alone. What you're dealing with has a name. It's overthinking. And we're about to break down exactly why it happens and what you can do about it. So, first things first. Let's get into what's actually going on up there when you get stuck in what we call the overthinking loop. And here's a really powerful way to think about it. It's so easy to mistake all that mental noise for being smart or detail-oriented. But it's not. It's actually just your imagination on overdrive, with no one at the steering wheel. And that spiral? Yeah, that's a one-way ticket to anxiety. And this runaway imagination, it loves to ask these awful what-if questions, doesn't it? What if I totally bomb this test? What if I'm the only one who doesn't get it? Oh my gosh, what if I walk in there and my mind goes completely blank? Yep, those are the exact thoughts that keep that loop spinning and spinning. But why? Why does our brain do this to us? It feels like it's working against us. Well, believe it or not, it actually all comes from a good place. It's rooted deep in our biology. It's your brain's ancient instinct to try and protect you. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Your brain has this built-in alarm. Let's call it a threat detection system. And its one and only job, 24/7, is to scan everything around you for potential danger and, above all, keep you safe. Think of it like a super sensitive smoke detector for your life. But here's the glitch in the system. That alarm is running on some really old software. It was designed for a world with, saber-toothed tigers. But today, it can't tell the difference between a predator and a pop quiz. To your brain, the fear of failing an exam or being judged by your classmates feels just as dangerous as a real physical attack. So it slams the panic button and floods you with anxiety to save you from a threat that isn't actually going to eat you. So, if our brains are wired to freak out like this, are we just stuck? No, absolutely not. The escape hatch is all about a huge mindset shift, and it all boils down to one simple but life-changing idea. I really want you to let that sink in for a second. Seriously. If you take only one thing away today, let it be this. Just because a thought pops into your head, no matter how loud it is, no matter how real it feels, that does not make it true. Let me say that again. Your thoughts are not facts. Think of those anxious thoughts like frantic pop-up ads from your brain's security system. Warning, danger ahead. And here's the secret. High-performing students don't get fewer of these mental pop-ups. They've just gotten really good at not clicking on them. They see the thought, acknowledge it, and then just let it pass by. Okay, so we get the why, and we get the big mindset shift we need. But what do we actually do in the moment? Let's get super practical. Here is a simple 3-step plan you can start using today to get back in the driver's seat. Step 1, you gotta name it to team it. See, saying I'm stressed is this big, fuzzy monster. It's paralyzing. You have to get specific. I am afraid I'm gonna fail my chemistry exam. The second you define it, it shrinks. Step 2, put your worry on a timer. I'm serious. Set a timer for 10 minutes and let your brain go nuts. But when that timer dings, you're done. You move on. And step 3, and this one is the real game changer, replace that wild imagination with concrete action. So why is taking action such a silver bullet? Because action is the only language your brain's alarm system understands. When you just sit there and worry, that alarm just gets louder. But the moment you do something, open the book, write one sentence, solve one problem, you send a new signal to your brain that says, hey, I got this, or handling the threat. Overthinking goes down the second execution goes up. And this brings us to our final and maybe most empowering idea. The goal here is not to become fearless. That's impossible. The real goal is to learn how to act even when you're feeling the fear.
And this is such a critical point. Being mentally strong doesn't mean you never feel anxious, not at all. The strongest students feel all the same fear and self-doubt as everyone else. Their superpower is their choice to take action anyway. They study even when they're scared. They raise their hand even when they might be wrong. They try, knowing full well that they might fail.
So, in the end, it really all comes down to a choice. Are you going to let that uncontrolled imagination be the boss of you, or are you going to take the wheel? You can control your thoughts, or I promise you, they will absolutely control you. So the only question left is, what action are you going to take next?